Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my Robinhood portfolio. As always, hope you guys had an awesome day trading today. You can see my portfolio up top there in the red did not do too hot today, down $169.16, representing 0.69% of my overall portfolio. Three major indices pretty much in the red today. The Dow 30 was pretty stagnant, in the green actually, but just 0.01% in the green. Otherwise, S&P 500 was down 0.27%, and the Nasdaq technology stocks were down 1.05%. As I looked through my portfolio, I actually didn't do too bad in the morning hours trading here. At one point up almost $60. Kind of maintained that up until noon or so, kind of sitting at plus 20 to plus 40. And right after noon, a little bit of a sell-off. And then starting about 2 p.m. or so, quite a massive sell-off, all the way down to $169.16 there. Made a little bit back in after-hours trading, but that's quite the sell-off. As I scroll through my portfolio, you can see my ETFs on top got hit fairly hard. Most of those were in the red by quite a bit, 0.3%, 0.56%, 0.65%, 0.37%, 0.73%. My last ETF, VYM, down 0.22%. And really, as I scroll through my portfolio, you can see it's pretty much widespread sell-off here. All market sectors seem to be in the red. I don't really see one sector in particular that's in the green. What I want to do today is talk a little bit about my strategy of buying the dip and selling the rally. Really didn't go into that too much. I'm going to be trying to do this with Portola here. And again, the whole idea is you need a stock that kind of jumps around a bit. Portola, I know this one well, since this is one of my first stocks I bought. You basically, will buy on the dip and then sell on the rally. But I never went into how I actually do that because for a lot of you guys, you can't watch the market all day. That becomes a problem when you're trying to do some of these particular buys. If you don't have your phone, you don't have your computer in front of you to make these plays, it's a little bit difficult to do that. But one way of doing this is putting in limit orders. So you can actually put an order in to buy at a specified price. And then you can also put an order in to sell at a specified price. So you don't even have to be necessarily online to do that. You simply put that in. Really any time. It can be days or weeks in advance, and when the market hits your price, you go ahead and buy that or you go ahead and sell that. So for this particular stock here, for example, today it's down 4.16%. This might be a great time to buy. Looking over the past week here and past month, so here's 1877, it's actually 1799. So it's even lower than these dips here. It's about essentially here. So this is sort of the dip. If we look over the last month here, that would represent a dip over the last 3 months. You can see it's at one point down to 1625, but this really is a dip here, 1799. So one way of doing this buy the dip, sell the rally strategy is using limit buys. So if I went ahead and bought a few of these shares, so I have $920 available for purchasing. So I could put an order in here, but this would just be a market buy. Whenever the market opens tomorrow, it'll simply buy for whatever the price is. However, if I want to put a limit buy in, I can go ahead and click on limit here. I can actually specify a price that I want to buy the stock for. So if the stock doesn't reach my price, I simply won't purchase it. So it's at $17.99. I anticipate this might go down a bit tomorrow, so I can put in let's say 80 for example. So I won't buy that until essentially the stock hits that price. Let's go ahead and do never expires for this particular one. And I think this is a nice little dip here. I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and buy 20 shares of Portola. It's $356. Go ahead and put the check mark there, and as I swipe up, I went ahead and placed that order. So that order is now queued for tomorrow. So if this stock gets down to my price of $17.80, I'm going to go ahead and buy that. And likewise, let's say tomorrow I think that this stock is going to have a little bit of a rally. I want to sell it. So maybe, the resistance here is going to be about 1925 or so. So I can actually put in a sell order as well. Again, go to the limit, and then I'm not going to sell this until it hits 19. Let's go ahead and say 1930. Let's go for the upper limit of that resistance there. Again, this won't be put in until my price hits that particular mark, so I want to go ahead and sell 1930. Let's go ahead and sell 20 shares. Go ahead and put that in, and bam. That order is now in. So that's how I typically am doing these buying the dips and selling the rally orders. I've done this quite a bit, actually. All you need is a stock that you're pretty comfortable with. You kind of know where some of the resistance levels are here. And then you know how far it dips down. You put in your orders, and you essentially just wait for those to be completed. And the nice part about this is that if your price never gets hit, you never buy, you never sell. So there's never this worry about putting in market orders, market sell orders, market buy orders, and buying or selling at a price you did not want to buy or sell at because you didn't have the opportunity to be online when that price was hit. By putting these limit orders in, you can simply throw these in, sit back, you wait until those orders are completed. And if it never hits your buy or sell mark, it doesn't really matter because no price that you didn't want to put in is ever executed. So you only buy what you want to buy at the price you want to buy for. You only sell what you want to sell at the price you want to sell for. So a very nice way of doing that. I've been doing that with Portola. I've also done that quite a bit with Ford down here. This is also a stock that's been kind of jumping up and down. You can see this. I've been buying here, selling when it peaks off, buying in this area here, selling when it peaks off. You know, not all the buys are right at the lower end of this dip here. It's kind of hard to tell when it's going down, but you can see there's kind of a little resistance pattern here. About 1250, 1230, 1225. So essentially you put a buy order in for anywhere down here. I've been typically doing it about 1190 or so. And I've been typically selling about 1220, 1230, and I've been doing that repeatedly. And it's a pretty proven strategy. I've been making a little bit of return each time I've done this. So it works out. You just got to have a stock that kind of jumps around a bit, and you can make a little bit of money with doing that. The other nice part too is that for this particular stock here, let's say I went ahead and bought a bunch of shares here, and I never got back up to this peak. This is actually a stock that I wouldn't mind holding for a number of years. I wouldn't mind playing this one long. So even if I jumped into a stock and it started tanking, for example, let's say I jumped in here and it kind of went down here, never really got back up to even my dip price, much less my sell price. That's fine. I'll go ahead and keep Ford for, if it has to be 1 or 2 or 3 years, I'm happy with that. Ford is a company I would play long. So I only do this with companies that I have a little bit of track record with. I know how their prices kind of perform, and also companies that if I did get into a buy and I wasn't able to get out, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to holding that one long. This Portola here, I'm going to hold this through the spring until their new drugs come out. This is a big gamble, to be quite honest, but playing around a little bit with this portfolio. So yeah, that's how I kind of do my buy to dip, sell the rally orders with limit buys. So using limit buys to get the dip, limit buys to sell the rally. And it's been making me a steady return over the last 3 months or so since I've had this portfolio open. So if you guys have any comments about that, let me know. As always, if you enjoy my videos, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you're so inclined. I love making these videos. I hope you guys have been learning a little bit about the markets. I've learned a ton. Thank you guys for helping me